Your journey continues without too much incident, or at least so far. As you get into the second week, it's time to roll a d20 for the second leg of your journey. Who would like to roll this one? We had Artie last time.
Ooh,
I'll do
Mac,
it.
you do it. Yeah.
11.
11. Ooh, that is, again, over 10. So please
Boom.
head to the rollable table and give us a boon.
Only good things this trip.
You're very lucky.
Roll formula.
So that is a 6. A passing ship desperate for supplies asks to trade with you. They request goods of negligible value and offer in return one random item from a certain table.
I've heard of this. This is a Farscape. They're actually secretly bounty hunters out to kill us.
In return, they offer you a veteran's cane. A veteran's cane is a walking cane. You can use your bonus action to speak the command word. It transforms into an ordinary longsword and ceases to be magical.
Neat. Wait, can it go back and do a cane, or is it only a one-way switcheroo?
It's a one-way switcheroo.
Aww.
Wait, what was it? I missed it.
It is a veteran's cane.
Oh
You
my
could
God.
sell this for about 50 GP.
Okay, so we're in the Phlogiston, then?
Yes, you're currently in the Phlogiston, and you
Oh,
pass
we
the
encounter
ship.
another ship in the Phlogiston? We never get to do that.
Well, you do now.
This is an actually very, very well-traveled route through the Phlogiston.
Well, I mean, we are going towards static space, and Eberron's pretty big.
There we go.
So I guess the question is, are they coming from Eberron, or are they, like, passing through, like how we did, like, a little, like, fucking Oculus slide out into Cabal space and back out because we didn't want to go to Beyond Carta?
They're coming from Eberron. You actually pass in the same phlogiston channel, so opposite directions.
Two ships passing by.
Passing in the night, yeah. What do you guys think?
Do they happen to want some math homework?
Yes, well, they request goods of negligible value. Do you consider maths homework to be negligible value?
Yeah.
Okay. They're desperate for supplies. Okay, they are desperate for teaching materials for the children they have aboard their ship.
Yeah!
Ooh.
So they accept your old maths homework and any other old schoolwork that you have to offer.
She hands over everything but the writing.
They're like, we ran out of Mad Libs like 3 weeks ago. We need something to keep these children occupied.
I feel like when we've picked up a whole bunch of books just like from half price stuff in the past, I feel like we've probably gotten a couple of like middle grade books.
Oh, God, absolutely, because the middle grade, like, young adult section always has, like, the best fantasy, so we always get those just for palate cleansers after really bad smut.
Yeah, so we probably got some of those, and I bet I picked up a couple of like highlights for children in the periodicals for Dewey.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good. And maybe some of the books, like, you got them secondhand, they all come in a big box and you didn't really sort them, so you get a bit of everything in there.
There might be a copy of Nickelodeon magazine in there.
Which is definitely a thing that exists in this universe.
Who cares?
Yeah,
Does highlights for
yes.
children exist in this universe? Yes, they have Goofus and Gallant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes,
Yeah.
Of course it does, because it's funny.
It is more dangerous of a slime, though.
Ah, yeah.
Do you think they ooze a child?
Got any Nintendo Power?
I do have a Nintendo Power, but it's the one that's like halfway through the Yoshi story in the Super Mario World comic, so like they won't pick up anything.
Oh no.
And it does have a preview for Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh no.
Oh my god, holy shit.
Wait, that was for Sega Genesis? Fuck!
I mean, I played, I think it was 3 on Xbox, like the original, so who knows? Who knows when it was?
Pilot Wings. It's got a preview for Pilot Wings. And also Spider-Man Maximum Carnage. Do not try to actually place this down to actual magazine articles. Do not at me on this. Don't fact check this, I swear to God.
Well, it is 1990.
It is 1990! The Super Nintendo isn't out yet. Fuck!
Yeah, so whatever is out on the 4th of February 1990, that's
Maybe it was out in space. Just not on Earth yet.
Because, yes. So, you leave these children feeling very satisfied and these adults very relieved at finally having something to read to their damn kids.
Great news. It's an issue that's where the feature game is Super Mario Brothers 3. Or maybe Batman.
You actually looked it up? Holy
yes.
shit.
Anyway.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Because I can Google Nintendo Power 1990.
All right, anything else you want to do before you continue on your journey?
No, I think any prep for Vodon we can do once we're past static space. I guess, is there anything that we need to know about static space from Lachlan that he can give us any tips on?
Well, funny you mention it. That is next on my list. You read my mind, Annie. So,
dope.
On your way there, Lachlan explains a few things to you all. He describes that Eberron is a little bit different. It is on a material plane, but it's not on the material plane. It floats in a bubble on the astral plane.
What?
So it's not physically accessible in the same way.
Huh.
So you're going to take a portal.
What?
There is a crystal sphere, static space.
Right.
It's called static space because it doesn't move. And there's a planet there, Moriko, which houses a massive portal, a massive planar portal, which leads to Eberron.
Great news. In my head, I've basically just turned this into the loading screen for World of Warcraft Burning Crusade.
So, coming out of the phlogiston, you see before you a relatively small sphere. Like, it's only big enough to hold one planet and one sun. But it is a real hive of activity. There are loads of ships all around, going in every direction. More ships than you've ever seen in your life. There must be scores of them. And near the planet, there is a massive structure floating in space. It must be about the size of a large town. And it's built kind of in the shape of a crescent moon, with a frame filling it out to fill the rest of the circle. You see scaffolds and rails and buildings everywhere. There are a number of imposing-looking ships there too, way, way bigger than the Kestrel. They look very old, but are bristling with guns. And in front of the portal is a large platform suspended in space. Looks like there are docks coming off it. You've got ships coming in there, they're debarking, there are people talking. And then...
Does it look kind of like a custom station, basically?
Kind of. As you get closer, you see that ships will park there, they'll talk to some kind of harbour master, and then pass on through the portal. And you see a large sign, very tall, like each word painted on it is the size of a house. And this word is the same word painted 10 times in different languages, and it says, toll.
Oh, Lachlan, it's a toll road? Do we have a pass for that?
I'm sorry. I was just imagining, like, no Kinder Eggs allowed beyond this point. So when you said toll, I was like, huh.
No Kenders.
No Kinders.
Oh my god. The portal itself is blue, and it hums at this really low frequency. When a ship approaches it, it kind of reaches out in what looks like a harmless electrical arc, and then that pulls the ship on through the portal. Lots and lots of ships coming and going, and as you get closer still, you see a number of berths, and someone gets in one of the, what's they called? The people who direct ports. I forget what they're called.
Port Authority?
Definitely someone from the Port Authority, basically waves Kara, who is piloting the ship, into a berth.
Kara's up and piloting.
Kara's up and piloting.
It has been a little over 2 weeks. Sorry, a little under 2 weeks. So yeah, she's up and piloting at last.
How are her scars doing?
They're very major.
Bad to look at?
I hesitate to use the word ugly because I personally love scars, but
Yeah, scars are hot.
Oh, sure, but like burn scars can be a little nasty.
They're probably still raw and like shiny.
Yeah.
yeah, she is able to move. She's perfectly functional, like I would guess you would say
Mhm.
mechanically speaking, but yeah, she's
So her skin's basically it's regrown,
yeah.
but she doesn't have like skin grafts or anything.
Yeah, she is very noticeably scarred, is what I'm saying. Most of one side of her body. As you pull into the berth, I'm assuming you're all standing on the deck looking at more ships than you've ever seen in your entire life put together.
Oh, totally. We probably got bingo cards out.
Well, is it more or less than the hell that was Biancarta?
Oh yeah, there were a lot of ships outside Biancarta.
More than Biancarta, way more.
Ooh.
Artie was part of a pirate crew.
You know, if you count Providence Bay, that doesn't really count because the ships were all chopped up and, mashed together in different configurations, but maybe it'd be comparable.
So like if the shanty town got unshantied?
You can't just mass mending on the shanty town. Point is...
Oh, which one of them's got the tuba in it?
Lots of ships, lots of active ships. Now, as you pull up to the dock, you see another sign, smaller and longer, also painted in 10 languages. It says, "Your toll fee goes directly towards the maintenance of this portal station. House Orion thanks you for supporting our infrastructure."
Of course.
I love it.
Space taxes.
As the captain debarks and works something out with the Port Authority, Lachlan describes a few things to you. The first thing he says is, "So, we are going to emerge directly out of a hole in the surface of a moon." That's the first thing you need to be aware of.
Is this the same moon that we met a god on?
We're not in Kryn. That's in Kryn space.
Oh, right. Thank you. Okay.
That's an entirely different Dungeons and Dragons setting.
Wrong sphere, wrong setting.
We didn't meet any gods there. We just saw a vision of a hot goth.
Okay.
Eberron is in its own miniature material plane, so to speak. But all around it, there are a number of moons, and all of them have portals in them. And we're going to be coming out of one of those.
Where do the other portals go?
Oh, everywhere. There's 13 of them, but mostly different elemental planes. Now, you'll also see a floating ring, and that's the Ring of Cyberus. Now, dear listeners, don't at me. There are lots of ways to pronounce this. Cyberus, Cyberus. It's Cyberus today, here. And that's Siberys. And he says, and that's made out of dragons, but I'll tell you that story later.
Made out of
Made out of dragons?
Are they alive?
If they are, then that's a problem.
I don't know. Maybe it's a whole bunch of dragons and they're all eating each other's tails.
I mean...
Maybe they're all playing the tail touch game.
It's made up of crystals, but the crystals were dragons once.
All right.
Okay.
And one last thing, and he pulls out of his satchel a large number of strips of cloth, and he distributes to everybody a blindfold. And he says, when we get close, you're going to want to put this on. It'll be a little bright when we come in.
Oh, I'll just close my eyes.
On the other side of the portal?
The portal is going to be pointing directly at the sun. You will want a blindfold.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. Unless I've got a pair of aviators somewhere.
What, in a packet of grave dirt while you're at it?
Does the wee woo helmet have aviators?
You didn't know I had these. Shit, why didn't we buy aviators, the purples?
You know what? I will say you can convert the wee woo helmet to aviators if you really want.
I do! Of course I do! Somebody get me some shitty face paint, too!
Wynn has historically been able to show to convert the appearance of clothing, so... Jill, you put on your wee woo helmet.
Win.
Wynn snaps her fingers, and on Jill's face appear aviators.
Hell yeah! For some reason, I feel like I need a really big sword right now. Anyway.
So, here is what happens. The captain boards back on the ship, and you all turn towards the portal. There's about a 15-minute wait, but the queue is moving along pretty effectively. All this funding that is being poured into it does actually seem to be doing what it's supposed to do. There's not like a long hours-long queue. Kara queues you up in the portal, and as you get closer to the portal, you realize just how big this thing is. Like I said, it's the size of a town, and you are just one ship, so it is actually enormous. Lachlan is standing right on the bow, practically hanging off the ship. He puts his blindfold on, and he turns back to you all and says, "Are you ready?"
Juliana dramatically puts on the sunglasses.
Yeah!
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's pretend I said a really good pun right before that.
Rio, you were saying Arturo's something eyelids? I don't think eyelids are going to cut it for this one. I'm afraid.
Just close my eyes again.
Since I snapped aviators onto Jill, I could snap aviators onto me and Artie as well.
Did you make the aviators appear?
Yeah, why not? We all are wearing around the face aviators.
Okay, the rest you convert the rest of their you glamour the rest of their blindfolds into aviators.
Oh my god, I make us all look like we're fucking in Top Gun. Like the the fucking white shirt, tight jeans.
You want the coveralls?
Oh yeah.
So you move closer and closer, and this enormous portal looms closer, and finally an electrical current appears to reach out and almost wind around the ship, and before you realize it, just yanks you all through.
Like a zoop?
Like a zoop. The first thing you see is light. So much light. It's blinding, it's radiant, it's magnificent. It permeates everything. You feel it reach through your flesh and caress your bones and innards. The light...
Ooh.
Oh.
The light feels wondrous.
Oh, it caressed my innards. That's a second date kind of thing.
God. You just don't stop, do you? I'm trying to have a moment here.
Sorry.
The light has an intrinsic warmth to it, a divine comfort. It feels like a sacred campfire on a cold night, a beacon of safety in the black void. It's brimming with a holiness that no mundane flame could ever dream of radiating.
Is it just me, or does this feel like a minotaur?
I don't know.
Eyebrow wiggles.
Do minotaurs usually feel like holy radiance?
I mean, it definitely caresses the insides.
I already made that joke. You can't make it again.
In the brightness, you realize you are looking directly at the sun. The portal into Eberron points straight towards it. You can see plain as day, even with the aviators on. You can see the silhouette of Lachlan. He's standing on the bow of the ship, clutching the railing. His head is back and his face is directly in the sun. You can hear him breathing these deep, relieved sighs, and he's muttering something under his breath that sounds like, "Hi, Ara, I'm back."
Oh, that's really cute.
The ship angles away from the sun and orients so the sun is now positioned over your heads. Lachlan turns back and says, "Okay, you can take your blind glasses off."
They look too cool to take off, Lachlan. They're staying on.
It's true.
Possibly forever.
She poses leaning against the wall.
Actually, I don't think I'm attuned to the Wee Woo helmet right now. I should probably take this off.
It's fine. You can see that his face is rapturous. It's like he absorbed a little of the light itself. And you look ahead and you see the cosmos. Eberron is a massive blue and green planet with clouds swirling over it. It looks almost like you're back home in Easheim, except the land masses look different, and one of them has a distinct grey patch, kind of staining part of it. What really stands out to you, though, is everything other than the planet. There is a massive, truly massive ring floating through space around it. It's like a disc with a hole punched in it around this planet. It glitters and sparkles in the sunlight, like the surface of ice water in the sun. Flitting through the ring, you can see little lights, little dots, and they're ships. They're doing something in it. And all around you, even behind you, are 14 celestial bodies, including the one you came through. They're all different colors. They're forest greens, desert browns, sky blues, icy grays, fiery reds. And looking behind you, you can see the one you just came through is an oily rainbow color. Far beyond it all, you can see the stars, like a net on the astral horizon. It's a carnival of colors as far as the eye can see.
So wait, they're like real stars? Or like...
They're real stars, from the looks of it.
Oh, that's weird. Usually stars are just either beasts or on the inside of the sphere.
And Lachlan turns back to you all and he says, "Here it is, everyone. My home. Eberron, the ring of Cyberus, and the 14 moons." He spreads his arms wide. "Welcome to cyberspace."
Cyberspace?
Oh,
No.
Cyberspace.
Sorry. Cyber chase now.
Cyberspace. SIBER space.
Wow.
Hack the planet!
Hack the planet! We gotta hack the planet! Wow, this is a lot.
This is gorgeous, Lachlan.
Sorry.
Why do I have a feeling that I need to do math?
Lachlan says, "Right, yes, come to the front, and I'll show you what's what as we go. If you..." And then he stops for a moment and looks a little sheepish and says, "I mean, if you want to see."
Juliana loops her arm through Lachlan and is like, "Yeah, let's get the tour."
The trip from the edge of the sphere to Eberron only takes about 6 hours. It's really short. And over time, the planet grows in front of you. Like I mentioned, it's a blue planet with a handful of green continents dotting it and white islands at the poles. And it grows larger and larger over those hours. And the warm sun, I can't stress enough. The sun feels divine. It's amazing. Finally, you break atmosphere, and immediately the ship's air bubble fills with this fresh, clean mountain air that you only get at the highest altitudes. You start moving towards a particular continent. It's broad, green and blue, lots of small islands around it, and this dull and discolored area like a gash in the center of it, stretching to the sea, larger than most of the islands around it combined.
Yeah, we saw that from ways back too, yeah.
You did. Lachlan points to a dark, forested area on one side of the continent. He says, "Right, that's the marshes. That's where Valsharak is, right in the middle. That is where I was born."
Looks nice.
Lachlan says, "Kara, can you orient so that is to the north?" "Yeah, thanks. So, from there we've got the Demon Wastes, we've got Droarm, and a bit further than that, we've got Breland. That is where we're going." And he points to a river that looks strangely like a dagger. It's long and pointing inland with two inlets or bays forming a crossguard shape. It says, "And that is the hilt where Sharn is."
And that's the big city. That's the bright thing I'm seeing.
That is indeed the big city. Sharn, the City of Towers. Also known as the City of Lost Souls if you need something a bit more menacing.
Yeah, it's a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah.
A little bit more, less menacing, more, this is where those who are lonely and feel their hearts needing something, it's more kind of like a romantic sort of thing.
Oh, I know
Not
what
like
it is.
romantic as in the, love
Babe,
thing.
it's those noir novels that you keep sneaking and don't think I can see you reading.
Yes.
All right. So as you approach this coast, blobs form on the terrain, and those blobs start to form into shapes, and those shapes start to become towers. And those towers form a city bigger than anything you could have imagined, bigger even than Senagora rises out of the ground. It glitters in the light of the sun. Picture, if you will, a number of Senagoras stacked side by side, and then stacked on top of each other.
That's big, Lachlan.
Sharn is colossal.
Oh, yeah, that's the shit.
You've got all these towers, these spires rising into the sky, and even a small island, which in relative to the city is small, but is honestly probably massive unto itself, even floating above the sky. Sorry, above the city.
Lachlan, those are buildings on top of buildings on top of. How many stories are those?
Yes.
Yes? Yes, stories?
Yes, stories. Well, technically the city has 5 layers, but actual stories, there's more than I think anyone actually knows.
Hate it.
I'm not entirely sure anyone knows exactly how many stories there are in Sharn.
Oh, is it? Oh God! It's the city with 1,000,000 stories. This is one of them.
That is exactly correct.
Oh, that's too many.
I think 1,000 is an understatement.
That's too many, Lachlan.
As you fly in, you see swarms and swarms of not just Spelljammer ships, but airships
Hell yes.
flying around. They're all powered either by fins or wings, or even these rings of elemental fire swirling around them.
Huh.
And if you thought there were a lot outside Eberron, there are even more inside. And these are going into the city, out of the city, over the horizon in every direction.
So where are we landing?
How do those ones with rings of fire travel through the phlogiston?
They don't. These aren't Spelljammer ships. These are just airships.
Oh. I imagine that Wynn doesn't know the difference, so she still asks that.
I think they're local.
Oh. Huh.
So we, and Lachlan actually produces a map. And this map has multiple sections to it. And it says on the map, a House-Orion guide to the City of Towers. Lachlan points out, we are going to be landing in the lower ward on the east side at a place called Rowan's Gate. They've got some Spelljammer docks there which we can land at, and from there we'll take the lightning rail across town to...
A rail? What?
Oh, the rail, yeah.
What is a rail?
I've been railed.
A rail is... Oh my gods, how do I explain this? I don't know if I can just explain this one away. I think I'm going to need to show you.
Like a wagon that goes fast.
It's like a, well, picture, if you will, an iron rail, and now put carts on that, big carts made of metal, powered by lightning magic.
Like a minecart thing?
Yeah, but bigger and faster and louder.
Huh.
And that goes all over the city.
Like public transportation?
Something like that.
Huh.
I mean, you still got to pay, but that's fine.
Huh.
So we're going to be heading from Rowan's Gate over to Tumbledown, and we will meet my cousin. I think Shasta still lives there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, she's a baker in the bazaar, but she should still be living in Tumbledown.
Oh no, I'm meeting one of Lachlan's. Oh no. How do I look? When? How do I look? How's my hair? Oh, is this a stupid outfit to wear? What am I? When help?
You look fine.
Do I? I wasn't.
Lachlan takes her in his arms, and he kisses the top of her head and says, "You look beautiful." And also, Shasta is a baker. She doesn't care about how anyone looks.
I mean, I care about how I look.
You look beautiful, Jill.
You do look beautiful.
Okay.
Car takes you all fairly low over the city. There is a route that goes over most of the upper ward of the city, and the sights you see there are utterly incredible. These towers, you see the tops of them, the spires, and there are lights shining everywhere. Magical lights, non-magical lights. There are floating works of art, people in the finest clothes walking around. It is decadence like you've never seen before in your lives. Not even you, Arturos.
Damn.
It is utterly incredible. You reach the edge of this tower's area, and you start to descend. And you descend lower, and lower, and lower, and you feel like you should have started sinking into the earth, but you're still going down. These towers are absurd. And finally, at long last, you reach a dock. And this dock looks like any other normal dock, except that it's not in water, it's floating in the air, and there are airships all over. But around, you see the familiar trappings of a dock. You see merchants, you see taverns, you see supply places, you see port authority offices. Just, except everything's flying instead of in the water. Now, before you debark, Lachlan says, okay, so this is very important. We need to dress down. You all look way too well dressed for here. If you look this nice, we are going to have beggars and con artists all over us.
You just said I didn't have to change.
You don't need to change. Just put a cloak on. It's fine. And besides, we have Wynn, right? Wynn can make our clothes look less nice, can't she?
I can, says Wynn, just standing there in her black pants and white shirt tucked in. I can do that. Do we all want to look a little schlubby?
Little schlubby, little ragged.
I can't, but...
She snaps her hand, and basically everybody looks like they're college students who just rolled out of bed.
No, but I'm meeting one of his family members.
The slightly ragged clothes just slightly in need of repair. That's what we're after.
you can't just put me in leggings and a North Face fleece and a pair of Uggs. You can't do that to me.
She snaps her hand again, and now they're all wearing the same clothes, but just slightly more ragged. Except for her, she is wearing fleece-lined leggings and a North Face jacket.
Oh my god!
I'm in like an oversized sweater with like a tank top underneath.
Excellent. Is it a crop sweater?
No.
Okay. What is Artie wearing, dressed down like this?
He probably is wearing more clothing than usual.
More clothing than we've ever seen him wear in his life.
Yeah.
See a hoodie boy? Hawaiian shirt?
I think no. This is not the character with Hawaiian shirts. He probably is just wearing a hoodie. I almost want to say a poncho hoodie.
That works.
It looks like a poncho, but it has a little hood.
Swim trunks?
I said more clothing.
Yeah, swim trunks.
Oh, I guess
like Bermuda shorts, dude. They come down to your knees.
What about cut-off jeans? Ragged cut-off jeans.
With like holes in the knees?
Sure. We'll go with poncho punk.
That's what you want to make people look at you and think it's not worth harassing him for money. That's what you're going for here.
Yeah, has to hide his hair. It's too clean.
Exactly.
It's cool. We can put some gel in and muss it up a little.
No, don't touch me.
Oh, you'd hate that.
Oh, bedhead Artie.
Do you want frosted tips?
Oh, you want frosted tips?
Never touch my hair again.
I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to magic it into frosted tips.
It's not permanent. Wynn, maybe you should make it brown or black, just temporarily.
You horrible things. You wretched creatures.
Lachlan says, Arturos, this is for your own protection. Archie winks.
Liar, liar. Your pants should be on fire. Where's the dog?
I think it should be a bleach blonde.
Get those pants on the fire.
Oh, sorry. You don't have a psychic link to temp.
Oh, no. Don't bring the dog out. Also, here's an important thing. Don't go casting magic just yet. It is literally illegal to cast spells in certain parts of towns without a permit. So...
okay.
Let's keep spells to a minimum. Let's keep weapons not drawn. Don't draw your weapons, please. Weapons are legally grey here, and spells are also, so let's just keep everything to a minimum. Just try and talk our way out of situations, and whatever you do, don't draw attention.
Wynn gives a thumbs up.
Lachlan looks at Arturus and says, I mean it, please don't draw attention.
I cannot help how people perceive me or what they do when within my presence.
You can. You keep your mouth shut.
Fair. I demand a chocolate bar.
So, can I keep temp out? Is that okay?
Maybe keep temp put away for now. Just until we work out what's going on.
Alright. Sorry, buddy.
Temp, just gargles his diamond a little bit and jumps back in the bag.
All right, I need to get a new toy for him. I need to get him like a tug rope or something that he won't break.
Maybe you can glamour him.
Yeah,
I could glamour it.
can you glamour my dog? Can you make it? Honestly, listen, I know that he's in miniature form, but in my head, because I have a corgi, he's corgi proportions right now.
She snaps her fingers, and for some reason, Timp now looks like a corgi.
Excellent. He's got a big bruchety tail.
It's like a black corgi.
Unfortunately, kind of raggedy, almost mangy, doesn't look great.
Oh,
The magic can't fix Hellhound.
Well, so you got some fleas.
Patchy fur, what looks like flea bites, except it's all more cosmetic because it's a Hellhound. He doesn't have skin, doesn't have fur.
Well, he seems like he's, nice look. He seems happy anyway.
He does actually have a tail to wag now and actually got ears to perk up. So, you now have a horrible corgi.
Like you do.
Alright, so as you leave the ship, you see hordes of people streaming through this enormous gate by the docks. There's a continuous flood of traffic and noise filling the streets, and these sky coaches, like wagons, but with no wheels and with some magical propulsion, flying through the air. Yes, they have flying cars, basically. This is so loud. This is just so absolutely, utterly loud. Lachlan leads you all through the crowd, and he literally says, "Hey, so everyone take each other's hand, please. I don't want you all to get lost here. If we do get lost, let's rally back at the ship, okay?"
Win reaches out a hand for Artie and reaches out a hand for Jill.
Yep, and Jill will basically have a death grip on Lachlan's arm because big city, oh no.
Yeah. Now, you do see a whole lot of people in rags. They're begging by the gates. The moment you make eye contact with any of them, they offer, begging bowls to you. One person who doesn't look very wealthy, gives a single copper to one beggar, and immediately, 20 other beggars are on them asking for money too. Lachlan says, "It's unfortunate, but we've just got to keep going."
Okay.
You pass on through the gate. Lachlan speaks to a guard and hands them a little bit of money. And you carry on. And you move into a district that Lachlan describes as called Terminus. Now, this is a caravan district. It's a buzzing hive of activity. Overhead, you see these long metal rails, and the first time something whooshes past over them, you duck. These massive iron wagons, speeding along these rails overhead, and turning down, and they screech into place and crackle and hiss, and it's so loud. Merchants and laborers are constantly loading and unloading things all over the place. Sky coaches are everywhere. Magic lifts are even visible against some of the buildings, carrying travelers up and down from the higher towers.
Okay, and we get on one? We take it?
You don't get onto one of the lifts. Instead, Lachlan takes you to a... what's the word I'm looking for? He takes you to a station where you see probably the scariest thing you've ever seen in your life.
I don't know about that.
No, not you, Jill. But one of the scariest things...
Also, we've all drunk from a well.
Okay, yeah, touche. But he takes you to the lightning rail station, and there are indeed huge wagons with loads of people moving around them, and these wagons are glittering with electricity.
Okay, so it's like a really big minecart.
Really big covered minecart.
Okay.
Packed with people.
Okay.
There is nowhere to sit. You do stand on it.
Okay.
It's almost like you're riding an eel. A really big eel.
Do any of you remember riding something like one of these and watching a rat eat a strange triangular cheese slice?
What?
No.
Wait.
In the well vision.
Wait. Maybe?
Yeah. This feels like that.
I can't even hold on to it. Yeah.
No, I can't either. It just feels similar.
It does.
Are we referencing Chuck E. Cheese?
No, we're referencing
No.
Pizza Rat.
Yeah, recipe Pizza Rat.
Oh, the New York subway station Pizza Rat. Okay.
Yeah.
God.
No, not Charles Entertainment Cheese. He's an honest businessman and proprietor.
He's a capitalist. We don't stand for him here.
And he was also created by the guy who made Atari.
Really?
Yep.
No fucking way.
Yeah, Nolan Bushnell. He founded Atari, then Chuck E. Cheese, and also Dave & Buster's.
That's...
Amazing.
So, I mean, technically it was Showbiz Pizza first, but
Well, that's incredible.
yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
so we get on the train.
yeah, and it is probably kind of traumatic being on the train, being stuffed in this wagon, cramped up with a billion other people, flung along, and you can feel the velocity hitting you, stumbling out after a 10-minute ride that just gets more and more tense as you go.
I don't know, trains can be kind of soothing.
They can be, if you're not familiar with them.
I don't know. I mean, you kind of after about 10 minutes, you kind of start to get used to a little ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk.
You step out at last into something a lot more familiar. What looks like a shanty town. Step out onto a platform, and down the stairs from the platform, you see what looks like a merchant area, but it's effectively a shanty town. It's built out of all sorts of old building equipment. You see lights everywhere, people everywhere, but not as many people as before. You've got vendors hawking their wares. You've got people stumbling in and out of bars. You see somewhere a person's being pinned up against the wall by a very large man, while another smaller man holds up what looks like a bounty poster and comparing their faces. It's a wild-looking place, but it's a lot more familiar. It's not quite as terrifying when you're insulated from the rest of the scale of the city.
And there's a bakery somewhere?
Not yet. Lachlan leads you all through a few different paths and alleyways, and finally you come to a pretty inconspicuous-looking door that he opens, and it's an apartment building. You've never seen an apartment building. The closest you've seen was a hotel in Senegora. And at this building, you see the you go up and down. You go up a number of floors. You take these stairs, and it's not in terrible shape. Like, it seems well maintained enough. It's how to put this?
It's a bit shit.
It's a bit shit. The walls are chipped and cracked, but the people aren't doing too badly.
Okay.
You even see a few guards walking around. Finally, you come to a door. And Lachlan knocks on the door, and it is opened by a very short orc woman who is holding a bowl.
How short?
So Shasta, this is Shasta. Shasta is about 5 foot even.
She's arty height?
She's arty height.
That's so little for an orc. They start at like 6 feet.
Half orcs start at 5 feet. Orcs start at 6
so she's
feet.
a half orc?
Like Lachlan.
Okay, because you said orc.
She's wearing an apron, and she's carrying a mixing bowl full of some kind of mix with a spoon hanging out of it. And she has skin that's a little more grey toned than Lachlan's green, black hair, little pointy ears, and very broad shoulders and strong looking arms.
Hell yeah.
Wynn is instantly charmed. That much is clear.
And she looks at Lachlan, and then her eyes travel up, and she says, "Oh shit!" And he's like, "Hey." And she's like, "Why didn't you tell me you were coming?" And he's like, "I couldn't." She says, "Whatever, come on in. And immediately you are all bustled inside this little tiny apartment.
I feel at home, says Wynn.
by this teeny tiny lady. The apartment is very small. It's basically a studio apartment. It's not big at all.
If she's working on something, I bet it's really hot, though, if she's got an oven going.
She says, "Don't mind this. I'm just preparing this to rise overnight. I've got to bake it in the morning." But it is actually quite warm just because it's cramped and there's no ventilation. So the apartment itself it's wooden. It's got some, like, very old carpet, a few sticks of furniture, a kitchen that could fit maybe one.
Like, I'm picturing, like, a New York apartment where, like, the kitchen is maybe, like, you're lucky if there's a full kitchen and, like, there's no closet space.
Yeah, it's basically a studio apartment. So Shasta turns to Lachlan and says, "Introduce me. Who are all these people? Hello. Hi. I'm Shasta. Shasta Dahr Soul. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, I'm Wynn.
Hi, Wynn. You are very tall."
Thank you. I got it from my father, because my mother is not as tall as I am.
I know that feeling. And who are these lovely people here?
I am Archie. Archie. I am Archie.
Hello, Archie. Nice to meet you.
This is Jill, Lachlan's girlfriend.
Hi.
Shasta covers her mouth with her hands and goes, "You got a girlfriend?
Hi.
Hi!" And she just flings herself at you, Jill, and gives you a big hug.
Perfect.
About fucking time! It's been so long. I keep telling him. This is ridiculous. Ugh.
Hi. Oh, we're hugs. We're doing a hug. Hello. Hi.
She's very nervous about meeting his family.
She extricates herself from Jill and says, "Well, let me see if I can get you anything to drink. Alvora, are you in?" And you feel Lachlan freeze, Jill. If you're still hanging off his arm, Lachlan freezes. And he says, "Alvora?" And Shasta's like, yeah, she's here. And Lachlan goes, oh no, we gotta leave.
What's the problem?
The one door in the apartment opens, and it looks like it's leading to a second, even like a second bedroom area. And out of it,
got a bedroom?
And out of it steps this. Well, let's see. Let's start. This woman is about 5.5 foot tall. She's covered in feathers. She has wings and hands and big clawed feet. This is an owlin. She looks like a barn owl became a person.
Okay.
This woman freezes and says, "Oh, Lachlan, what are you doing here?" And Lachlan's like, "Hi, owl." Doesn't make eye contact with her. And she says, "Did I overhear you've got a girlfriend now?"
Juliana freezes like a deer in headlights.
Wynn points at Jill.
"The man-whore of Dragon Eyes is finally settling down. What is this world coming to?"
Did you say man whore?
What?
And and Alvora says, "Oh yeah, he used to get around, you know. He's got a reputation around here."
So say Will.
A reputation?
Artie just starts slightly slapping.
She starts to say, "Yeah, even I." And Shasta's like, "Don't want to hear it, Al. You shut your mouth. Go get me some yeast." And Alvora's like, Fine. And it's good to see you again, Lachlan. And she kind of gives him a look of a once-over, looks over you, Jill, nods approvingly, and leaves.
That's fun gossip, says Wynn.
And Shasta says, "I'm so sorry. I forgot that you and Alvora were a thing once."
A thing.
Lachlan is rubbing his face, and he's like, "Ugh, it was a week. It was only 1 week. Why are you two living together?" And Shasta shrugs and says, "Rent's cheaper, and we know each other."
That's fair.
A week? The man whore of what?
Dragon Eyes. It's a district around here, near where we came
whole
in.
District?
Look, can we talk about this later? I haven't seen Shasta in a long time.
Yeah, no, sure. Yeah, let's get into this later. Sure.
Shasta's like, "Oh, we are getting into it. Juliana, you do not know what this man has been up to, do you?"
Apparently I don't. I got the cliff notes.
Oh, So he hasn't told you about every single person he's
This is beyond rude.
Lachlan is fully hiding his face in his hands now, and Shasta's like, I'm not here to judge, but look, I hope he's treating you right, okay? He's not, like, brushing you off or anything, he's not neglecting, he's...
I mean, he did, not really... he did decide that we were dating 2 months before we actually talked about dating.
Lachlan?
He's neglected me.
How could you neglect both your girlfriend and your boyfriend?
Yes, Lachlan, how could you
and
do
Lachlan's
this?
like, he's not my boyfriend.
I'm just the third wheel here. Fourth wheel?
You were the man whore, and you didn't come to me.
Lachlan says, I'll be back. And he sort of like awkwardly staggers out the door and slams it behind him. His face was flushed so green.
Oh...
Are you okay? Juliana, was it? Yes?
Yeah.
Are you okay, honey? I'm sorry. I just like to give him shit because he's my cousin. He's fine.
Oh, yeah, no, if he's... No, I knew he had a bunch of exes of some variety. No, Oh, should I... I should probably go see how he's doing. Should I give him a minute? Should I go after... Should I give him... What do I do here?
Give him a minute. The Greyleafs always need a minute.
He's never been this hideously embarrassed before.
Yeah, no. It's a thing. It's a thing. He'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we Stone Skulls, we tend to get over these things quickly, but Greyleafs need a little more time to process. It's fine.
Stone Skull? Is that... Wait, he mentioned that once.
Oh.
Greyleafs? Wait, Greyleafs? Stone Skulls? What? Wait, what?
That's my clan name.
Oh.
And my clan is linked to Lachlan's clan. We got some intermarriage going on. Lachlan is Dahr Greyleaf.
He has a last name?
Well, he has a clan name, but I guess if you want to go outside of Eberron, he'd just be shortened to Lachlan Greyleaf, I guess.
I've been dating a man without knowing his actual name?
I've done that a lot.
I mean...
It's a lot.
Well, I hope you at least told him your last name.
Oh, that's easy. I don't have one.
Really?
Is that weird?
Not so much as he'll just have an excuse to not tell you his. He'll be like, well, you didn't have a last name. I didn't have a last name. I know him.
Yeah, he seems to sort of forget to have the actual crucial conversations that are necessary to get to know one another.
She rolls her eyes and is like, oh, yes, that's always the case.
Oh, so that's not a new thing. That's just a him thing.
He makes too many assumptions, but he never makes them in bad faith, so you gotta love him.
Yeah, you kind of do.
She grins a bit and says, oh my god. Okay,
Huh?
you could have...
What?
I heard that.
You should really get to know Artie. You guys can make eye contact at the same high level.
Shasta laughs at that.
Beautiful apartment this is.
Gem Jammer is performed by Annie Creighton, Anna Emmeline, Rio Rios, and Mackenzie Weaver, and is edited by Jake Mason. Our cover art is by Canary Witch, who can be found at canarywitch.carrd.co, and our character design is by Rio Rios, who can be found at rios.com. Our opening and closing music is by Saad Akhtar Ali. For bonus content, such as Juliana's private diary, behind-the-scenes homebrew stuff, and other features from our other shows, I Will Fight You and Date Me Dammit, our Patreon has it all from only $1 a month at patreon.com/thegemjam. Thank you so very much for listening. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you next time.